150 people dead. 16 of them kids from a single town returning from a school exchange program. And questions coming at us about what happened here far faster than any answers we seem to be getting. Among the questions that are coming to me, where was God when that plane slammed into the mountains? How do we deal with so much pain coming at us so fast on a daily basis? What happens when it's not just a personal pain, but a collective trauma? 16 kids in one community. How do you begin to absorb that? I don't have answers for all those questions. And I know for some, that first one, where was God, is almost an offensive question to ask. But for me, at a moment of pain, any question has to be safe to ask. And one of the keys to healing is creating safe spaces where they can all be shared, whether we think we have answers or we don't. To be clear, no one knows where God was at that moment. Here's what we do know, though. We do know that every response to the questions of where was God and what does this mean and how do we deal with the hurt, every version of the responses that people want to give today are already located in the Hebrew Bible, what many call the Old Testament. From the notion that God, there is no God if this can happen, can already be found in Abraham's raging at God in Genesis over the potential destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. What about the notion of there is a plan? Not only is there a God, but there is a plan, a meaningful plan that God has for each one of us and for all of us together. Well, we're going to hear that too in these coming days, and that's found in the book of Job. And the prophetic notion of simply, I am with him in his suffering. It's not about where was God. It's not about what is the plan. It's simply pure presence at a moment of indescribable pain. In other words, there is no one box of comfort, no one simple answer, but there is a bookshelf, if you were, of many answers. And how do we access them as we need them? Need them for what? It seems to me always the same three things at these moments. How do we fight despair and cynicism? How do we find ongoing meaning and purpose in life? And how do we nurture compassion for others at moments of their suffering and gather the healing we need for ourselves in moments of our own suffering? Whatever path leads to those three, that's the one we need to answer the questions we have. And then let's make sure we leave those other paths for others as they need them. After all, if the Bible has already been expansive enough to do that, hopefully we can as well in the days and weeks ahead as we deal with the unbelievable tragedy that is Germanwings 9525.